Aho, friends. Welcome to our practice. Settle into a comfortable seated or lying position, or even kneeling in hero's pose, propped or not. Know that a chair is always an option. You can do many of the movements in our practice, especially in our seated warm-ups here, from a chair. Try taking the hands into Dhyana Mudra. Resting the right hand in the left, thumb tips connect. And step into a full breath, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth a bit. And then closing the mouth if the nose is clear enough, and simply breathing there. Expanding the belly back and sides, allowing that lifting in the chest, that softening in the shoulders. A rooting of the sit bones into Mother Earth. Follow the breath down into Swadhisthana, the second chakra, where our hands rest. With an intention of opening the low belly, deep into this region of the body, into that sacred energy center of creativity, emotion, desire, sexuality, and sensuality. From Swadhisthana, let the hands float up to Manipura chakra, seat of our personal power, our ability to create, our divine masculine energy. And marrying the energy of the feminine in the second chakra, the masculine in the third chakra, by bringing the hands to heart center, the fourth chakra, Anahata, center of love, relationship, connection to others, to ourselves, to the divine. Opening the heart, hands to the knees, and breathe in a V overhead, bringing the fingertips together, and then exhaling down in that V. Beginning to move with the breath. So here, connecting the root chakra, I'm going right up to the crown chakra. Big, steady breaths. Pause and look up, full with the breath. And find an exhalation to bring the hands down to crown chakra. creating a temple at Sahasrara, the crown. Releasing that divine energy to the shoulders. Your hands roll out upper body with big juicy circles. Nice. Find a little more creative movement here. Explore the space. Your hands here at the shoulders with the elbows kind of leading the way. Start to gently twist and bow side to side. You don't need to reach all the way to the knees, but explore the range of motion. Exhaling up through center or inhaling up through center, exhaling into the twist, and we'll release. To complete that round of warm-ups. Lovin on the knees. Let's come out of our seated or kneeling position. Was seated on a bolster here or your folded blankets. Nose around to one edge of your mat. Find your way onto your side. I'm starting here on the right side. It's kind of like you're laying on the beach. So bend the left leg underneath and reach, the right leg. Reach the left leg away and then start to play with the right arm sweeping. Lengthening the body. Find that temple hand posture overhead. The right side of your head rest on the right arm. Try straightening out the legs, balancing on the right hip, letting the bolster or your stacked blankets support the side body. And curling the knees up towards the belly a bit. Come up a little higher on the right elbow, lining it up about under your shoulder. And play with some more expansion here, extending the top leg and then hugging it to the chest. Reaching the top arm away as the leg extends, bringing it to hug around. Loving into the movement here. Be a little more creative and take the leg higher. Then circle that top leg. Yeah, some deep rotation into the hip joint. Crossing the top leg over the bottom leg, straighten the bottom leg out. And press away into that top knee. Bending the bottom knee under, can press up to a seated sage pose. Now, you can keep that bottom leg tucked under. If it feels better to straighten it out, that's an option. And you can cross the top foot over or have it in front of the bottom knee like I just adjusted to here. Take a moment to find our twist. Turn into the close knee. Propping up on the fingertips behind you. Turning the chin to the back shoulder. Steady breath. Take your time to unwind and scoot to the other side. So coming down on that opposite hip, opposite arm, resting the head. Sweep the top arm around. Start to find some lengthening here. Bending the bottom leg, extending the top leg. Reaching tall through the side body, through the arms. Take both legs straight. Flexing the feet, reach out through the soles. And then bend the knees in a bit, propping up on the elbow a little taller. And that bottom elbow and extending the top arm, top leg. Finding that one knee to chest flow in your practice. So I mentioned sometimes playing with practicing in a chair. No matter what your physical capability, think about how much time we spend in chairs. Take some time to play. You can do knees to chest work in the chair. You can do one leg circles like this. You can do a seated twist. You can do a hip opener like we're doing here. Lots of good resources out there for chair yoga. So find that gentle hip opening on this side and curl that bottom leg under. Anchor down into both sit bones. So you want both butt cheeks completely on your mat. Oh, lengthen up through the heart. Soften the shoulders. And once you feel aligned in the spine, rooted in those sit bones, you can enter your twist. Think about the twist beginning at the low belly, turning the belly button into the inner thigh, then rotating up through the low ribs, the chest space, the collarbone, turning your chin to that back shoulder. So feeling it originate in the earth and turn gently as you come up towards the heavens through the crown of your head. Love twists. Unwind into a seated pigeon. And kind of be creative there with the transition, or just get there however it suits you. Take some flowing twists here. You can stay really soft in the twist, just a little side to side, or you can go really deep side to side like you see me working with here. And experiment with pausing at center, propping up a little taller. You can always take the bottom foot away so it's not as deep. If you want, you can bind here into a seated hip stretch. This is deep, so again, you can step that bottom foot away. You don't have to bring the hands through. I'm just playing with some throat chakra opening as I hang out in this seated pigeon. Haven't really given much love to the throat chakra yet. Nice. Try rounding the spine, chin to the chest. And then come tall to come out. Hands to the earth behind you, feet hip width. Press up into an inverted table. Just for a second. And then right into some gentle windshield wipers. And then taking that pigeon twisting on the other side. So opposite leg crosses over the knee. Rock it out. You're ready, pressing up a little taller, experimenting with going deeper to the stretch. Working with the neck a little more if you like. And staying here or bringing the hands through for that deeper stretch. Nice. Come on out. Little inverted table. And some big windshield wipers. So good. Come to a seated position and bring your blankets or bolster across your mat. Knees hug to the chest. Roll down over that support for a gentle back bend here. Letting the knees come together. Walking the feet a little wide. Extending the arms out at shoulder height. Really letting the head rest into the ground. Chin tucked slightly. Let the pose, the support of the bolster under your back, just allow that gentle arch in the spine. Just this first 20 minutes of our practice is such a great home yoga practice. You can always do more, but just commit to getting on the mat and starting with these warm-ups. You could even begin and end your day with just our warm-up segment, or just the finishing segment. Go ahead and heel toe the feet together. Scoot the hips back and drop the knees open. Try a reclined bound ankle pose with this support. Bringing one hand to heart center, one to that low belly space again. Connecting those two energy centers through the breath. Maybe sending your body some love intentionally. And switch hands. Finally bringing both hands to the third chakra, to the upper belly. Deepening the connection to the deepest self. Go beyond the superficial layers of your body and your mind, your emotions, into your soul. So much more of you. And extend the legs, shake things out, wiggle around. And bring the feet back in, knees bent, so you can scoot the bolster out from under your back and just gently press the back flat into the earth, very gently, just tucking the tailbone under a bit, flatten out the low back, and then relax the hips. Pulling the knees into the chest. And your choice, you could roll to one side or Cross the ankles and play with some rocking, rounding the spine. Finding a little momentum to bring you up seated. To complete our warm-ups or to complete your practice. Take one more V breath up overhead. Bringing prayer hands down to heart center. You are the light. Thank you. You're sticking around. Let's transition to table pose for our working phase. Just settling into those 4 points and sliding back and forth. Perhaps play with some wrist warm-ups, one by one. And moving right into some delicious circles. Settle the hips back over the heels. Drop your head down, creating a triangle with your thumbs together and first fingers together, letting your forehead rest inside that triangle. And then rising up, turn the toes under and play with this, walking the hands back, finding your way into a low squat at the back of your mat. If this doesn't work for your knees, come right up into a forward fold with the knees nice and bent. Maybe you balance here for a bit. Maybe you keep the fingertips down. This is one of my favorite movements, are these flowing squats. Really nice to loosen tension in the hips, and the knees. Notice how I'm rotating side to side and how I went a little wider. And you can add in sweeping, one arm at a time open as you turn. Also helps create more space through the side body. Love open the lungs. And let's pause here. Start to lift the hips towards the sky. Patiently rock forward and back, almost like you're going to put the knees to the back of the arms. Come into more of a wider forward fold, but not real wide, just to the edges of your mat, lengthwise. Then heel toe the feet in, hip width. And take a moment to play with Uttanasana here. Your standing forward fold. And hands to the shins with the knees bent, press up to a flat back, gradually straightening the legs. And release. Try that a few times. You don't have to bring the legs all the way straight. Just engage. I'm going to walk the hands forward. Fun variation, transition into downward dog. And here, bend and straighten the legs, maybe curl a little forward. Take some play with Adho Mukha Savasana. Child's pose, puppy stretch. Always an option if downward dog's not for you in this moment. And slowly walk the feet up towards the hands. So we land in that forward fold at the top of the mat and work with the half lift again. Lifting and folding. This time keeping the legs straighter. Lifting and folding. Bend the knees deep, rise up to a flat back, arms out at the sides. Then rise up all the way tall, fingertips meet overhead. Then sweep those V arms down, V up, V down wide, V up, down wide. Continue here, strong breath. Right into breath of joy. Inhale, 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 exhale. Inhale, 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 exhale. Inhale, 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 exhale. You can go slower if you like, and the pace that works for you. We do about 9 rounds of breath. Building the in-breath up, then exhaling. And hang for a moment as you end. Breath of joy. Rounding up the spine, super slow. Merging in mountain pose. Dare to be in your fullness. Why do we play small? Work with some sun salutes, some modified. So forward fold, fingertips to the earth, half lift, forward fold, half lift, bend the knees a bit, step the right leg back, high lunge, and just play, straightening the front leg, coming back to the high lunge. Lengthen the spine, holding here. Look ahead, draw the shoulders back. Then drop the back knee, plant the right hand, reach the left arm to the sky for a twist, then reach it forward. Half split back, low lunge twist, reach, half split back. Low lunge twist, reach, half split back. Come to the low lunge, rise up and pause. Take a low lunge twist here. Hands of prayer, and you can stay low or turn the back toes under. Straighten the right leg, so keep the hips squared off. Front knee over the front ankle. Turning the belly button into that left inner thigh. Rotating up from there. Take your time to come out, fingertips to the earth, step back to downward dog, and melt for a moment. Steady breath. Oh, so good. Look up, and the knees, step the right foot forward, high lunge on this side, work it. Lengthening and bending the front leg. Nice. Pause in the tall lunge. Then dropping the left knee down, plant the left hand, reach up with the right, reach forward with the right, half split back, low lunge, twist, reach, half split, low lunge, twist, reach, half split, low lunge, rise up. Breathe and twist. So again, keeping it low. Find your stability. Rooting down into the earth, hugging the inner thighs towards each other, even though they're far apart. Propping up onto that back leg if you like, for a little more intensity. And it's just different. It's not better. Meeting yourself where you are, that's the best practice. Stepping forward this time. Rise up. And hands at your side. Pausing in mountain pose, getting ready to go again. Wardrobe adjustments. Inhale, reach up, fingertips together, maybe some back bend here, and forward fold. Hug the lower legs, press to the shins, hug the ankles, press to the earth, step the left foot back, high lunge, rise up. Twist towards the left, keeping that high lunge stance. Rise up. Twist towards the right, keeping that high lunge stance. Rise up. Forward fold, fingertips to the earth, step the right foot back and lower down to a high or low plank. Elbows drop back, chest lowers. Cobra or upward dog. Exhale, child's pose or downward dog. Pause in the breath. Look up. Left foot comes through. Rise up tall to the high lunge. And that high lunge twist. If you want here, you could lower to a low lunge again. You can always drop the back knee. Rise up. Twist to the left. Good. Find the breath. Have fun with it. Big extension up. Lengthening forward. Stepping through to the forward fold and that rise up to the sky. And release back to mountain. Ain't it great to be alive? Breathe in, reach up. Open the heart to the heavens and fold the heart to the earth. Lengthen the spine and bow. Lengthen the spine and step the right foot back. Turning to your warrior stance, rise up to warrior one. Steady in the breath as you hold the pose. Open to warrior two. Making your adjustments where they are needed. And back to warrior one. Forward fold, high lunge, step back, high or low plank, lower it down, rise up to your back bend, and through to downward dog or child's pose. Pause in the breath. Look up, step the right foot through, come tall, warrior stance, warrior one. Open to warrior two. Maybe a wider stance there, maybe not. And warrior one. And then exhale, folding forward. Back heel lifts, step up. can always take more than one step there. Rise tall to complete that salutation. Pause for a breath. Inhale, tall and back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Left foot back. Inhale, up to warrior one. Just for a moment. Then through to warrior two. Then through to reverse warrior. And forward, reaching out. That right arm, take your time. Setting up for triangle. Pausing to lengthen the side body, set the foundation. And open the left arm to the sky. Or even wrap it behind your back. I feel so blessed to be here at the water. Bend the front leg, extended side angle. Resting the right elbow to the right knee. And then lengthen into triangle again. So it may be a deeper entry to the pose here. Right hand a little lower on the right leg. Fold into your high lunge, step back, plank, chaturanga dandasana, upward dog, downward dog, or a more gentle version for yourself. Listen to the body's direction. Stepping the left foot through, planting the back foot for your warrior stance, warrior one, warrior two, losing my shirt. Oh. Reverse warrior. And set up for triangle on this side. Go slow, take your time. Be patient. In the world of fast yoga, be a rebel. Go slow. And take that attitude off the mat. Don't let the world rush you. Coming to that extended side angle. With the left knee bent. Right side of the body lengthening. And entering triangle again, maybe a little deeper here. Nice. Work with the neck alignment, which can be tricky in triangle pose. Let's make sure the head's not hanging. You want it to, the neck to be an extension of the upper back. Turning into your high lunge and stepping forward. Release in your fold. Rise up to the sky. Bring the hands at your sides. Settle into mountain pose, preparing for some balance play. Bring the arms folded in front of you, kind of like I Dream of Jeannie. Bend the knees, take a little bit of a baby chair pose. Right leg will be the standing, left knee bends, and we just float that left foot up for a moment. You feel stable, Sweep the hands under the left thigh, rise up tall. It's important to keep that root chakra activation by flexing that free leg. Then try crossing left ankle above the right knee, just letting the left knee drop open. A modification of Vrksasana, tree pose. Take your time to come out. Breathe in, up and back. Exhale, forward fold, and sweep back up. Same idea. Switch the cross of the arms this time. Take that little chair. And come off the right heel. Then flex the right foot. I had a little harder time on this side. It's interesting to be on the dock and have the water moving around you. Can be a real challenge to balance, so I have to focus my drishti. And when you're ready, try bringing that right ankle above the left knee. Keeping the alignment everywhere else, just like mountain pose. And take your time to come out. Sweeping up one last time. Forward folding slowly. The feet a little wide to the edges of the mat. Lay into your forward fold a bit here. Finishing up these standing poses. An option for coming to the ground. Again, listen to your knees, listen to your body. Come down through a low squat. Or just step back through a low lunge. Down to seated. We're all going to meet there in a moment. Always have the option to leave some things out. So here I'm going to come back up to that forward fold. Heel toe the feet all the way together. Come down into a squat again, roll onto the butt, into Navasana, boat pose. Let's float here on the water for a moment together. You can keep boat right here. You can even keep your toes down on the mat for a little gentler version of the pose. Or you can enhance the engagement, so to speak, by extending the arms overhead, fingertips together, that same mudra we've been working with. Really reach out through the soles of the feet. And then when you're done, curl it all up. Seated, knee-to chest pose. Come into the love. And out of your knee to chest, come to bound angle pose. Ready for winding down. Make sure you have a bolster. Again, put it behind you. Bolster or folded blankets. With your hands on the support behind you, gently reach back into a back bend from bound angle pose. Work your way into it slowly. If you take the head back, keep the chin really extending up. And then bring yourself tall, hands around to the shins or ankles. Meld into a forward fold here. Spend some time. Melting the outer edges of the hips to the earth. Giving up. Holding in the low back. Let's rise up tall and Take the legs into kind of a mermaid position to one side. Bring the bolster in. I'm going to start with my legs to the left, bolster at my right hip. And that earlier movement, extending the top arm, top leg, and then hugging them together. Just one nice hold, and then I'm going to turn my belly to the bolster, head to the same side as my knees for a softer twist. This is a prone twist, so we're facing, towards the earth with the front of the body. You can deepen the twist by turning the head to the other side. So that right hip is on the earth, the bolster's right next to it, into it. And then gently rotating the belly, the back. Settle in here for several breaths. Patiently coming out. Come to table pose over your bolster and slide back to child's pose. You could even use the bolster blankets to support your head, or even draw it under you more for a more supported child's pose. And then coming through to the other side, walk the knees to the right, bolster into the left hip. Take a moment to lengthen the top of the top side body, knee to chest. And just stack the legs comfortably, turning the belly towards the bolster, making your way down to that support. See what feels best for your body. Rest, rest, rest. Patiently unwinding, making your way out of your prone twist on this side. Turn the bolster perpendicular to the mat and come onto your seat, rolling down over the bolster, revisiting, we were here earlier, revisiting this gentle supported back bend, same idea. Walking the feet wide, resting the knees and thighs together. Arms extending, heart receiving. Our greatest work as humans is to really open to love, to really receive love. We think we want it, we know we want it, and yet it's so hard to allow it. In our yoga practice, we practice embodying the receptivity energy, this allowing. It can be difficult. The mind will come in. Vulnerability can feel threatening, but it is magic. It's a gift. You don't have to react to your mind. Stay present to the reality you can feel in your body in the present moment instead of in the stories of fear. Even the waters have calmed behind us. Using some restorative poses in our savasana, this practice. You can certainly choose other poses that are more suited to your body's needs. If you haven't already, consciously let go of even working on the breath. Just letting the breath be natural. If you like, try shifting your bolster down the mat a bit to prop up the pelvis for supported bridge. And then crossing the right ankle over the left knee. Just a gentle hip release here. Some slow and steady swaying. Slow, slow, slow. It feels okay for your body. Lift the left foot off the ground. Find a little deeper reclined supported pigeon here. Ever so patiently stretching the legs out. Reaching the arms overhead. And walking the feet back in, taking the left ankle over the right knee. Coming to some mindful swaying side to side. And deepening the stretch if it's right for you right now. And taking your time to release here. Another big stretch over the bolster. You may be hanging out here for a bit. You could remove the bolster if you'd like. Come to that full savasana. Just be here. Focusing on the sacredness of the body, both the physical and the energy body. Just saying the bija mantras for each chakra, from root to crown. Lam, lam, lam. Bring the knees in, lift the hips and remove the bolster. The hands on the low belly. Second chakra. Vam, vam, vam. Knees to chest. Third chakra. Ram, ram, ram. Releasing the soles of the feet. Rolling to one side. Pausing here. Heart chakra. Yum, yum, yum. Into the throat. Hum, hum, hum. And as we come to our closing seated position, hands forward, open at the knees, bring the hands to heart center. Hari Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste. Thank you, Mother Nature. Thank you, God.